What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a wonderful week. In today's video, well, we finally have an update in the King of Fighters All-Star, and it's actually looking like it's going to be a really good one. We're going to be talking about a re-entry event, which is going to include a bunch of rerun fighters from past EX banners, as well as reruns for EX battle cards, and some new events in today's video, and also a new system that is going to affect the Transcendental battle card system for the better. And it's a little late, but hey, we'll take it. But before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe. And let's just go ahead and hop into today's topic. Now, as always, guys, I'm going to have links in the description for all this so you can check it all out for yourselves. But if you take a look here, 3:15, we are going to have a maintenance. So this is going to be tomorrow. We have a maintenance. Make sure you get your dailies done as soon as possible tomorrow. But there is going to be a maintenance for this because, of course, we are going to be getting quite a bit with this update. So let's talk about the update because there's a lot to talk about. Now, we are going to see reruns of fighters. First and foremost, we are going to see Omega Rugal from KOF 15, Duel Lan from 03. We're going to be getting 15 Haomaru and 15 Nakaruru and Lady Chin. So all these characters are coming back, 5 in total, and there will be a rate up for them. So what that means is basically if you missed out on these characters the first time they came around, you'll want to make sure you pick them up now because you never know if they're ever coming back. And I mean that because when it comes to Netmarble with this game, you never know if these characters will ever come back again. However, with that being said, very nice pool of characters. The big gets in here are going to be the Samurai Showdown characters if you just want to go for the strongest ones. Otherwise, Omega Rugal and Duel Lan's kind of at the bottom. Sorry, Duel Lan. You're cool, but you're not better than any of the rest of these. But they can be used in a rate-up system that we're going to talk about later on in this update notice. However, that is who you're going to see rerun, starting with the 3:15 part of this update. And I say the 3:15 part because there's actually going to be stuff that comes out next week we're also going to talk about. So let's get to the cards because we're also going to be seeing cards coming back. Of course, we're getting the finishers for all the characters we just talked about, but we're also going to be getting the option cards. So very interesting stuff. We're going to see the ordinary family photo across time and a cold one come back. A cold one's the best one out of all three of these in my opinion, but at the same time, very nice to see all these cards back, and if you missed out on any of this stuff, you can pick it up again. Now, when it comes to the sets we're getting back, we're getting Invitation from Hell, fantastic set, Peaceful World, and Idle DNA. So that is going to be the card sets coming back. Idle DNA, this is probably going to be where I finally pick this set up because we are getting a rate up with this, which we'll talk about as we get further into this, but we are going to be seeing all this stuff coming back. Really cool to see it. No, I do not want to restart my device. Now, let's take a look here. We do have effects coming back for all these, obviously, because why would they take that away? That would be stupid. So we are going to see the effects with these as normal, and there's the confirmation of that. This right here, we are going to be seeing new option cards. The Retaliation Against Destiny and the March Towards Love cards are going to be available in the shop in packages. Retaliation Against Destiny, when all starfighters are in auto mode, decreases their own active skill cooldowns by 100%, although they're unable to use skills or control movement, and renders the ultimate moves unusable. So that's going to be the Leona featured one. And then when it comes to the one with Mai on it, which is gorgeous. When all starfighters are in auto mode, it increases their own basic attack damage, unable to use skills or control movement, and renders ultimate moves unusable. Overall, these are interesting, mostly because they use the All-Star tag, which is an interesting tag for them to be using here. I'm not sure if we're going to be maybe seeing more All-Star fighters very soon, but at the same time, interesting stuff. Mainly, I would see this being useful for things like Rush Dungeon, like if you were using All-Star fighters there. But at the same time, outside of like your grind stuff, I don't really see these being that useful. But at the same time, you never know. Future content could be useful. But overall, that's what we got there. Now, the new battle card Transcendental skill pickup system, this is something that should have been in the game from the get-go. The second they announced Transcendental effect system, this should have been in the game. So there's going to be two aspects to this. One is we can now choose up to 3 of the effects that we want for our cards that get a rate up, basically. If you guys take a look here, it has a rate up system. And basically, there's going to be a new a new item called a spinner, not a fidget spinner, but a lucky spinner. And this thing here increases the pickup probability of each of the 3 transcendence effects selected by 3%. So you get up to 6% there, which they do feature in this photo. So with that said, I mean, that's really, really cool. I just feel like these items, if you take a look here, you can get them from the Battle Card Special Shop. We'll have to wait and see just how hard it is to pick these up. I get the feeling this is going to be kind of like when hammers were introduced to the game and they were really tough for people to come by a lot of the time. I could see that being the case with these. We'll have to wait and see. Again, though, this is a very positive thing for the game. It's just feels like something that it's going to feel less exciting because it should have been there forever. But at the same time, I'm happy it's there. I'm really happy we're getting it. And overall, this is a big, big positive to this update, and it's going to have the biggest ramifications for the future going forward out of all this stuff that we talk about here. So that is something to be said, but at the same time, really, really happy about this. I'm just kind of worried about how rare these things are going to be, but at the same time, hey, this has always been a problem, so they're trying to solve it. That's nice. The ReEntry Pickup summons. So we are going to be seeing a rate up. Now this is going to be confirmed by this photo. As you guys can see, you can rate up the fighter. So if we take a look here, you're going to see that system right here, and it does look like you're going to have a 1.8% chance for your specific fighter that you chose the rate up on. Really, really nice. Now, one thing that they don't show here, but they do mention down here in the fine print, the pickup probability of the selected fighter / battle card is increased. So it basically confirms that the battle cards will also be featured in the same format. So that's why I said earlier, this is probably where I'll pick up the Idol DNA set, because I do have a rate up on it, which is really, really nice. Let's see if it makes any big difference at all. So, but it's just interesting they don't have photos of it at all. Very, very interesting to me. But at the same time, they do mention it there, so I'm sure we're fine. We are going to see the exchange shop involve these new sets that are coming back again also, which goes without saying because they're going to be on a banner, so that's not surprising. But overall, the rate up part of this is super positive. And this is something that we should have a rate up for every banner. New banners should have a rate up on them as well. But, you know, Netmarble, their logic is, I don't get it. So we are going to have new events. The new events we're going to talk about in a separate notice. So we're going to talk about that when we get there. But we'll just kind of save all that because some of this stuff, like I said, doesn't start until next week. So we'll talk about that when we get there. We do have new packages and shop items, etc. We already talked about the spinner thing. I'm not going to get into this right now, because I like I always say with these, I like to just take a look at the prices first before I go talking about them. So that way I kind of have the full breadth of knowledge. So I'm not going to get into this right now, but it does have all these things listed here, including where you can get those lucky spinners. So it looks like you're going to be able to get a nice amount of them from specific packages in that battle card special shop. But at the same time, again, prices are what really matters on this stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and talk about it. So that's pretty much what we got there, guys. As far as this part of the update, we do have events, like I said, we need to talk about, but I just want to get through this part first. The rate ups and returns for these characters and cards is super welcome, but I do think that we are going to be seeing a pretty interesting update very, very soon when it comes to the next EX banner. But let's take a look here at the 3/15 in-game event notice. That's kind of misleading. So the event schedule for some of this stuff is different. It's on the 21st for a lot of it, so kind of keep that in mind, and I'll try to point out what is going to happen on the 21st as we go through here. Starting off with the Warm Spring Days limited time Ruby login bonus. So as you guys can see here, we are going to be getting a new Ruby login bonus, which is always going to be kind of ushering in EX Volume 10, or whatever new EX banner you're going to be getting. And that's exactly what I'm sure we're seeing here. So this starts on 3/21, it runs from 4/1. So that's pretty much what you got there. When it comes to the Battle Card Carnival event, that also starts on 3/21 and runs till 3/22. What? Is that a 24-hour carnival? I'm not misreading that. I think that there's a typo here. Is there really going to be a 24-hour carnival? That's interesting. We'll wait and see on that if that gets changed. But as you guys can see, these little boxes here, these gold boxes, are going to feature EX Fighter and Battle Card Summon tickets for Volume 10. It is not multis. Woo! Yay! Single tickets! Great! You can end up with 2 tickets for getting through this entire event. But overall, I mean, it is what it is. Maybe you'll get lucky. It's RNG and your RNG. It's the RNG Mariushka doll. So whatever, have fun with it. I don't really care. This stuff doesn't appeal to me anymore. Like, this stuff comes out, it's like a wet fart to me. I look at it and I'm like, I don't want to do this. It's just trash. I'm gonna end up getting a bunch of hexagon rainbow cores and common enhancement hammers and call it a day and a bunch of gold. I'm gonna end up with like 400 million gold at this point in my life on this game. But yeah, that's what's coming with the battle card carnival. At least it's a battle card carnival, which, you know, some people hate those, some people love them. I keep a bunch of cards laying around in my inbox for these reasons, so it is what it is. But that is what we're getting there. We're going to be getting a new crafting event. This one you can basically use normal tickets, skip tickets, to craft skip tickets for your other modes like Epic Quest. Sure. I mean, the Chapter of Fight ones and the Epic Quest ones anymore, I don't feel like are that hard to come by, especially since the grind on Epic Quest has kind of ended at this point because it never gets updated, because Netmarble never updates their actual content. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you get that, and I honestly am going to save my skip tickets. I would never want to use my regular skip tickets for those. Personally, that's just me though. You might have a different inventory than me. In fact, I'm sure you do. We have Dream Match Season 11. Dream Match is coming back. Some people love it, some people hate it, and yeah, it's coming back. So you'll have badges and everything you can pick up as well. So have at it, you PvP people. Re-entry Battle Pass for the EX Battle Pass. Last time we had one of these rerun Battle Passes, it was ridiculously overpriced, so I don't know what we're about to get with this one, but we'll have to wait and see what this one looks like. Just like a package, I'm just gonna wait and see on the price before I tell you guys my opinion on it. But it is there, so have at it if you're a fan and you find it to be a price that you're not upset about. So down here we have some interesting stuff. So basically this is just going to tell us what is going to be in the selection boxes that will come along with some of the different packages and passes and so forth. So not really anything I'm interested in because I'm not going to be buying any of this stuff, but if you guys want to have it, that go for it. It's basically the stuff we've already kind of talked about. You are going to be seeing the Star and the Moon imprint stone selection boxes, including the Star and the Moon stones for the fighters that were from their respective banner. So that's really cool. But overall, the stones being in here is kind of the biggest news from what we've already talked about. Otherwise, we've already gone over what else is going to be in here. So as far as fighters and cards and so on. So that's what we got there. The Re-entry EX special box is also going to be involved with some of this stuff. It's going to include rubies. It's going to include some summon tickets for the battle cards, as well as the fighters for volume 10 for EX fighters and cards. Going to have BS and SS battle card selector in it, etc. So yeah, if you're spending money, get it. But that's what we got there. Other stuff in here, this basically breaks down the schedule. Again, guys, some of this stuff doesn't start until next week, at least according to what's in here, although you never know with some of this stuff when it comes to Netmarble. They could change any of this stuff at any given point. I still think it's weird that we have a 24-hour... Is that really like how this, like, is that going to be 24 hours, really? It's just so weird. I think that's wrong. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, you guys, that's pretty much what we're getting with all this stuff. Let me know in the comments section down below if there's anything I'm missing on the schedule on some of this stuff, because some of it's kind of weird. Like I said, I'm kind of curious what they're going for on some of that. It might be a typo. It might just be how it's going to be. I don't know. But overall, I think this is a positive update. I'm happy about the update. I think it's going to be cool. I just, yeah, I don't know why we can't have nice things all the time, because this is actually really positive. And I feel like if this was kind of how the game treated its other content 99% of the time, i.e. we had a rate up so we didn't get absolutely screwed in EX banners from month to month, because there's specifically one character out of the two we want, and we have no way of specifying to the RNG which one it is. And so then we end up screwed and then can't build the character because we don't have generics. And yeah, this game sometimes, I swear to God. But at the same time, really nice to see this update. I think it's bringing along with it some cool stuff, including that new item, including the ability to finally control in some way, shape, or form our transcendental effects on our cards, instead of it all just being left up to the RNG gods. So you guys can let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all this stuff. Like, share, and subscribe on your way out, as always. And yeah, I'm excited about this one. I might actually summon. I do want that DNA set. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. You all take care. Enjoy the rest of your days. Until the next one, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Continue.